Hello and welcome to my channel, Hopewell Stories. Today's video is how she was born in jail, now she teaches at Harvard. But before we dive into the full story, let me know where you're watching from and what time it is now. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Maria Lopez was born in a small, cold room inside a women's prison in New Jersey. Her mother, Rosa, had been sentenced to 10 years for a crime she said she didn't commit. But the judge didn't believe her. So Rosa gave birth to Maria behind bars with only a nurse and a guard in the room. The prison allowed babies to stay with their mothers for the first year. After that, Maria was taken to live with her grandmother, Abuela Elena, in a tiny apartment in Newark. Abuela Elena was strict but kind. She worked 2 jobs, cleaning offices at night and selling tamales on weekends. She saved every dollar she could. Maria didn't know where she was born until she was 10. One day, her teacher asked the class to write about their families. Maria wrote, "My mom lives far away. She's coming home soon." Her teacher pulled her aside gently and said, "Maria, do you know why your mom is away?" Maria shook her head. "She's in prison," the teacher said. "But she loves you very much." Maria didn't cry. She just nodded. That night, she asked Abuela Elena the truth. Abuela sat her down, held her hands, and told her everything about the crime, the trial, the years behind bars. Maria listened quietly. Then she said, "I want to be smart, so no one can trick me like they tricked Mommy." From that day on, Maria studied. She read every book she could find. She stayed up late, doing homework twice to make sure it was perfect. At school, she raised her hand even when she was scared. She wanted answers. She wanted truth. By high school, Maria was the top student in her class. She joined debate club, wrote for the school paper, and tutored younger kids in math. Teachers noticed her. One of them, Mr. Davis, said, "Maria, you could go anywhere. You could go to Harvard." Maria had never heard of Harvard. She looked it up online. It was a famous school in Massachusetts. Rich, old, full of smart people. "That's for people like me." She asked Mr. Davis. "Why not?" he said. "You're one of the smartest kids I've ever taught." Maria applied. She wrote her essay about being born in jail, about her mother's fight, about her abuela's love. She wrote about how education was her way out, not just from poverty, but from fear. She got in. When the letter arrived, Abuela Elena cried. Maria just stared at it. "We did it, Mommy," she whispered, even though her mother was still in prison. At Harvard, Maria felt like a ghost at first. Everyone wore expensive clothes. They talked about vacations in Europe and summer homes. Maria wore second-hand sweaters and ate rice and beans in her dorm. She felt out of place, but she worked harder. She took classes in law, history, and social justice. She joined a group that helped prisoners write appeals. One night, she visited her mother in prison. Rosa had gray hair now and tired eyes, but she smiled the moment she saw Maria. "You're at Harvard," Rosa said, touching Maria's face. "I always knew you were special." "I want to change things, Mommy," Maria said. "I want to help people like you." Rosa nodded. "Then go. Don't look back." Maria graduated with honors. She could have taken a high-paying job at a law firm, but instead she went back to school for a PhD in education. She studied how poverty, race, and broken systems hurt kids like her. After 10 more years of study, teaching, and writing, something amazing happened. Harvard called. They wanted her to teach. Maria stood in front of her first class, heart pounding. The room was full of rich, smart students, many of them born into privilege. She looked at them and said, "I was born in jail. My mother was in prison. I grew up in a small apartment with no elevator. I wore clothes from the thrift store, but I am here, and you are here. Let's learn together." The students were quiet at first. Then one raised a hand. "How did you do it?" Maria smiled. "I believed I could, and I had people who loved me." Over the years, Maria became one of Harvard's most popular professors. She didn't just teach facts, she taught courage. She told her students that where you start doesn't decide where you end. She started a program that helped formerly incarcerated women go to college. She invited her mother to speak at a campus event. Rosa, now free, stood on the Harvard stage and said, "My daughter was born in a prison, but she taught the world that love and hard work can break any wall." Maria never forgot where she came from. Every summer, she went back to Newark. She taught free classes for kids in her old neighborhood. She told them, "You are not your past. You are not your parents' mistakes. You are your dreams." One day, a little girl asked her, "Can I go to Harvard too?" Maria knelt down and said, "Yes, and when you get there, tell them Professor Maria said hello." Years later, Maria wrote a book called Born Behind Bars. It became a bestseller. In it she wrote, "I was born in a place meant to lock people away, but I learned that the mind cannot be caged. No matter where you start, your story isn't over, it's just beginning." At 40, Maria stood on a stage again, this time receiving a national award for education. Reporters asked her, "What's your secret?" She paused, "Love, books, and never giving up." She looked into the camera and whispered, "This is for you, Mommy." And somewhere in New Jersey, Rosa Lopez smiled, holding a photo of her daughter in a Harvard classroom, teaching the future. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching, and see you on the next video. Bye.